Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, in today's lecture, we are diving into a very vibrant and important aspect of the Elizabethan age, the theatres of the Elizabethan age. Elizabethan age wouldn't have existed without these theatres as it exists today. So, this is part 3 of our Elizabethan age series, and in this video, we will talk about the origin, structure, important theatres, and key facts related to this golden age of English drama. So, whether you are a class 10 student preparing for UGC NET or just someone interested in literature, this topic will really help you build a strong base. So, stay with me till the end and let's get started. So, what we will be covering in this lecture is theatres of the Elizabethan age, and the names of these theatres are: first is the theatre, very famous, the Curtain, the Red Lion, the Swan, the Rose Theatre, the Blackfriar, the Globe, the Fortune, right? So, let's get going. The Elizabethan age was a golden age for English drama, and this period saw the birth of public and professional theatre, something completely new at that time. So let's now explore the famous theatres of this age by one. Okay, first one is the theatre. It was built in 1576 and was the first permanent public theatre built in England. I use the pen here, yes. It was the first permanent public theatre to be built in England, and it was built by James Burbage and John Griggs together. John Griggs is the name of a carpenter. So later, due to a land dispute, due to a disagreement with the landlord, it was demolished and dismantled, and the timber of this theater, the leftovers, so the timber left over from this theater was later used to build the legendary theater that is the Globe. Yes, Shakespeare belonged to this theater, the Globe Theater. So let's read it from here. The theatre in 1576 was built by James Burbage and John Griggs in London. It was the first permanent theatre to be built, later dismantled due to a disagreement with the landlord, and the timbers of it were used to build the legendary theatre, the Globe. The next one we have is the Red Lion. It was built even before the theatre by John Brain. John Brain is the main architect behind this theatre, and it was located on the outskirts of the city of London. It was not very successful, but still considered historically important. You should know about it. The next up we have is the Curtain Theatre. It was built in 1577. It was located near the theatre, and it hosted early Shakespeare's plays like Henry V. It was very significant. This theatre in particular was very significant for the development of drama. Next up, we have the Rose Theatre. It was an amphitheater. Now, amphitheater is looks exactly like a theater, with the exception that it does not have a ceiling or a roof at the top. It's open from the top. It was built by Philip Henslow and John Colmley. Philip Henslow and John Colmley built this theater, and it was located on the bank sides of London. It hosted plays by Marlowe, Kidd, and William Shakespeare. And the remains of this theatre were discovered by archaeologists in 1989, and this theatre was specifically popular for entertainment. Yep. Then comes the Swan Theatre. It was built by Francis Langley. Francis Langley was behind the Swan Theatre, built, uh, built in 1595, and it hosted plays like The Isle of Dogs by Ben Jonson. It was a controversial play, and it was the largest Elizabethan theatre of that time. So theatres were closed briefly in 1593 because of the plague. Then comes the Blackfriar Theatre. The Blackfriar Theatre was opened in 1596. It was a combination of two different theatres. So this is the only theatre that is a combination of two different theatres. That is, first one is the Chapel Royal, and the second one is the Parliamentary Chamber. Right. So notably, it was an indoor theatre, and sadly, it was destroyed in the Great Fire of London in 1666. Next up, we have the very iconic, the very important, the Globe Theatre. It was built in 1599 by the Lord Chamberlain's men from the timber of from the timber left from the remains of the theatre. So many plays of Shakespeare, right? Many of Shakespeare's famous plays like Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, etc., even Henry VIII, they were performed in this theatre. The first performed play here was Julius Caesar, and a very important and UGC net previous year question was this statement from here. It was destroyed by fire, rebuilt in 1614, and which play was being performed when the theatre caught fire? It was Henry VIII. It was the last play that was being performed here. The next up we have is the Fortune Theatre. It was built by Philip Henslow and Edward Ellen. Built by Philip Henslow and Edward Ellen. So, students, you must remember which theatre is attributed to which people. All right, these are UGC net questions, and you get the names of these architects of these people in your options. You must know it and learn them by heart. So, this Fortune Theatre was unique because it was built in a rectangular shape. Built the only theatre to be built in a rectangular shape, located on the Golden Lane. Much later, it hosted the famous play The Woman in Black in from 1989 to 2023, and all roles were still performed by male actors. So, built by Philip Henslow and Edward Ellen, situated on the Golden Lane, the Fortune Theatre was built unconventionally in a rectangular shape. The Woman in Black was hosted from 1989 to 2023. So, now we'll see some interesting facts about these theaters. So most of the theaters were open air and circular in shape. They were open air and circular in shape. Plays were performed during the day. So no play was ever performed during the night. I mean, it was very rare to see a play during the night. Most of them were performed during the daytime, as there was no electricity during that period. The poor people, yes, the poor audience, they stood in the pit, and the rich people, they used the galleries, and nobility who were above the rich, they sat on the stage. All of the roles were played by men, and boys played female characters. Important point to remember. You might get it in assertion or reason, or maybe in multiple selective questions. Boys dressed themselves as females to play their roles. Women characters were very few or numbered. Props and costumes were minimally used. A white flag indicated that a comedy would be performed, and a black flag signaled that a tragedy would be performed, and the red meant a historical play would be performed. Wasn't it interesting? So that was our quick and complete tour of the theatres of the Elizabethan England, and this era completely transformed English drama, moving it from temporary performances to professional theatre spaces where legends like Shakespeare could bring their art to life. So understanding these theatres gives us great insight into how plays were written, staged, and received in the 16th century. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more such easy and exam ready pointers. Also tell me in the comments which Elizabethan theatre fascinated you the most. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.